Over the years, I've had several gallery showrooms for my star murals. My three favorites were in the Sonoma County wine country, Las Vegas, and my all-time favorite in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, for a couple of years in the early days. The Cabo showroom, unlike the others that featured only one main mural, had three rooms, all of which were arted up with my twinkling stars. Tens of thousands of stars in those three rooms. I had a skylight room that featured a 6 foot diameter round skylight, a huge ceiling star mural in the main room that melted down the walls to a mountain valley scene, and curtains up front that were painted in large meteors. In a word, it was vivid in there. The main room was luxuriously appointed with comfortable couches, plenty of pillows, and a special lighting system that allowed the lights to be programmed for slow dimming and brightening. Dial down the light, the stars come out progressively and vividly like the real night sky. Bring them up slowly, time to get back to reality, the show's over now. The small bathroom was painted on all of its walls, floor to ceiling, as was the ceiling, flooring, the back of the door, and even the sink, toilet, and towel dispenser. The room truly delivered on my out there in space theme. When visitors needed to use that restroom, I always encouraged them to not use the lights, just take care of business with only the starlight, which, trust me, was bright. No one ever wanted to leave that room. They stayed in there quietly appreciating the effects for long after they needed to. On more than one occasion, visitors shared that they literally fell asleep on the toilet thanks to the twinkling stars. The Cabo Star Murals Gallery frequently put its visitors to sleep. It was a fairly common theme to dial up the lights and find one or more visitors sprawled out on their couch, pillow under their head, sound asleep. One of my favorites was when the couple that owned the top luxury B&B in Cabo came to visit the gallery. After a glass of wine and some conversation, I dialed down the lights and started the show. After only about 5 minutes, I noticed that the innkeeper wasn't responding, just his wife. About a half hour later, when the lights came up, there he was, sprawled out on the carpeted floor, pillow under his head, with a smile on his face. Needless to say, they ordered star murals for their B&B on the spot. I have a very nice testimonial letter from him and his Casa Contenta in the section called Don't Take My Word for It. Far and away my favorite Cabo gallery story involved a crying, no, make that screaming, very young baby in his mother's arms. Two local women, each with two boys under 6, and the infant I mentioned, showed up one afternoon. Their husbands were both executives with a high-end Cabo resort. I expected them to come with their husbands, but instead got four seemingly out of control small boys running around playing roughly with each other and a screaming baby. While I'm sort of struggling to get the presentation underway, the boys were completely without parental discipline, and this baby, this tiny baby boy, only a few months old, was literally screaming his head off, top of the lung stuff, non-stop, barely took a breath. I knew I was going to have a limited tolerance for this scene, so I dialed down the lights amid the relative chaos, just went for it. What happened next just completely blew me away and instantly became my all-time best proof of concept in terms of instant relaxation, stress relief, and sleep. The four boys almost instantly quieted down, naturally, and barely said a word to their moms during the next 20 minutes or so in the dark, from borderline chaos to instant relaxation, a most powerful and undeniable object lesson. The icing on the cake was that screaming baby. Remember him? It blew me away when he went from a loud high pitch to instant silence. Didn't even take a full minute to happen. That baby remained asleep and completely quiet throughout the show and after. Never another sound, even when he woke up. Completely chilled out. The four cousins, by the way, were all on the floor, sitting up against the couches or slouched over, completely relaxed and, most obviously, quiet when the lights came up. I sure do miss that Cabo gallery some days. I learned so much about my stuff there.